Why do they choose to public? Cue the bumper. Some people also cruise around because they're closeted or they do not want to be spotted at a gay venue. And it's not just in the park but also in monuments, stations, and streets around the world. Even with all the available lodgings and hotels around, gay people still choose to handhold in the park. The reason for that still eludes me. Since the gay community is so suppressed here, it is actually hard to look for information regarding that. I speculate two reasons they might prefer public areas. One is because they cannot spare expenses. Minimum wage in Jakarta is still very low. People prefer holding hands out in the open than spare a dime for a room they'll know will cost them their meals for the next few days. People that don't have money as a problem wouldn't hold hands in the open. And if they can do it at home, it's usually because there are people at home. The second reason, people want to remain anonymous. Homosexuality in Indonesia is frowned upon and will leave a permanent scar on your reputation. Unless you happen to be rich or well connected like people in South Jakarta. People cannot afford to be seen in gay venues or be suspected of homosexuality. So basing off of my speculation, if we pay people more, they will have the money to stop holding hands in the park. Broke-ass gay people are obeying to public parks. They won't be much of a problem if they aren't broke. But the problem, besides figuring out why Indonesian gays like to use the park, is also the public reaction. I can understand if it disturbs local activity. Imagine accidentally stepping on used rubber while you're out in the open. It's disgusting. It's also against the law to hold hands in public facilities. And I can understand why you need to stop it. But I don't really understand how it erodes public morality. A political party here calls to uphold morality and fight indecency. Why talk about public morality and decency when we're only nitpicking cases? Our representatives in the city council openly watch porn and gamble, despite porn being illegal and gambling is criminalized. Some neighborhoods in Jakarta tolerate prostitution, and you can even find them right next to the Indonesian police headquarters. Literally right next to it, you'll find them. And of course, I don't know if beating your own wife counts as morality for you, but it sure sounds immoral to me. I personally don't like whataboutism, but why preach morality when it's clear you haven't got any? Or if you say homosexuality is such a disease for Indonesia, why don't you take the extra step and censor the internet? This way people will find less inspiration to turn gay. Or better yet, I suggest you to criminalize homosexuality. If you criminalize homosexuality, at least it will give you the right to infringe on people's bedroom problems. I think public handholding is wrong regardless of who's giving and who's receiving, but to draw moral lines on what's right and what's wrong on people's bedroom business sounds awfully wrong to me. And don't get me started on people saying, "Oh, homosexuality spreads disease." Bro. All forms of bad, unprotected hand-holding will spread disease. It doesn't matter who's who. If someone's dirty, they will spread diseases. Including girls, too. So, remember that once you check out from your meet chat rendezvous. To me, the problem isn't necessarily whether people are gay or not. Instead, what I think should be the problem is people having unprotected hand-holding in a public place. It is repulsive and it is very unsanitary. It shouldn't matter who it is. If they are hand-holding in public, they got to go. Don't use this occasion to bring discrimination to a group of people who are by theory protected by the law. Unless if you want to outlaw them. That would be a different story. This is a public health announcement to always wash your hands before touching someone else's hand and to always wash your hands after touching. Remember, you don't want to wake up with an itchy rash the next morning. Trust me, safety can be fun.
Subscribe to the Based Indonesian Show. Dijamin halal